Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Friday, August 30th, 2019. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Well, we have a lot of interesting developments that are going to be setting up for the Labor Day weekend. For the most part, around our neck of the woods, not much of a bad weather period for the holiday weekend. We will have to deal with an onshore flow that's going to be developing by the time we get to Sunday, but overall, not too bad. Unfortunately, as you head down towards the Florida coast, well, it's not going to be pretty, as a powerful Hurricane Dorian, will be approaching the Florida coast by the time we get to late in the day on Labor Day. We'll talk about all of that in just a moment. Currently, we have winds coming in from the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour as a cold front approaches from the Great Lakes. Temperatures throughout the region range from the upper 40s to mid-50s over the interior, upper 50s to lower 60s in the suburbs, and mid to upper 60s in your urban areas. Overall, clear skies are in place and generally tranquil weather conditions as well. On the surface map, you can see our cold front that is approaching from the Great Lakes. Again, this cold front is only going to produce some sky cloud cover. No rainfall is expected. But we do have trouble brewing down in the tropics. And, well, that is Hurricane Dorian. Now, this hurricane is definitely intensifying. It's perfect setup here where you see, first of all, you see these feathering clouds here. That's basically outflow boundary, okay? So you're seeing this outflow in the upper levels, okay? Perfect setup. You have the evolution here. Then you see what you basically have is strong convection developing around the low-level center. So a nice central dense overcast is starting to develop. Now, we do have a little bit of shear from an upper level low off to the west, but that is starting to fall away. So watch for this convection or thunderstorms to expand on the eastern side of the circulation now, or should I say the western side of the circulation now, as it has done already on the eastern side of the circulation. So, and you can just see the growth of the storm right now live, just expanding outward. So currently, it has winds of 105 miles per hour. A recon plane is on the way to come in, so we should get more data coming in soon, possibly showing more intensification. Pressure is down to 979 millibars. It is moving to the northwest at 12 miles per hour, and it is currently 260 miles to the east-northeast of the southeastern Bahamas, 530 miles to the east of the northwestern Bahamas, and essentially about 600 miles to the east of Florida. What happens with this hurricane will have an impact on our neck of the woods. I want to make that very clear. By next weekend, all focus is going to be on the Florida coast. If you have anybody living down between southern Georgia and the Florida coast, make sure that they're getting prepared. I know I already called up my family. Make sure, hey, look, guys, this is a serious situation. Get prepared. Hopefully it stays out to sea, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen. But be prepared, okay? And evacuate if you can. Because by the time we get to late on Labor Day, this hurricane will be coming very close to the Florida coast and will be creating a lot of problems. And by the way, down there they already have king tide, which is basically a enhanced tidal period because of the moon. And they're already seeing flooding just from that. So now you throw in a major hurricane, which will be a major hurricane at 105 miles per hour winds. It's 10 miles per hour away. And this is expected to possibly become a Category 4 hurricane sitting off the Florida coast with an enhanced tide already. It's not looking pretty. So definitely be prepared. Meanwhile, our neck of the woods, not much really going on. There's our cold front that's coming through. Just some sky cloud cover. Clear skies otherwise. It's pretty quiet around here, right? Well, let's dive into this forecast and I'll explain why that hurricane down there is going to create some problems for us by the time we get to the end of next week. So here we have for today, our cold front moves through. I'm just expecting sky cloud cover, no real rainfall at all. Look for winds severe to the northwest. And temperatures will generally range from the upper 70s to lower 80s on the immediate coast, mid to upper 80s everywhere else. For tonight, our cold front exits. Look for a sky cloud cover, northwesterly wind, lows in the lower to mid 60s, a couple upper 50s over the northern interior. By the time we get to tomorrow afternoon, look for sky cloud cover with high pressure and control. Winds will start to veer to the north and eventually to the northeast by the evening hours, Look for temperatures to rise into the upper 70s to lower 80s on the coast, mid 80s everywhere else. Generally tranquil and comfortable weather conditions. Now here we get to Sunday. Sunday, we have high pressure that is going to be shifting towards the Canadian Maritimes. Our frontal boundary, which I've been saying is likely going to be further north than what's been shown on this map here, is actually going to be further north. And as a result, you get these waves of low pressure, you get the high pressure to the north, and that means an onshore flow, an easterly wind around 5 to 15 miles per hour. That's going to lead to scattered or broken cloud cover, a few isolated showers. Not a washout, but just keep an eye on a couple of those showers. Look for lows in the lower 60s, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Meanwhile, here comes our hurricane. Now, what's going to happen on Sunday night into Monday morning, Hurricane Dorian is going to lose its driving force heading towards the coast. In other words, the ridge that was to the north of this hurricane is going to weaken. And that is some major trouble, because what happens is then our hurricane, which is going to become pretty strong, is going to slow down quite a bit. It's going to inch along to the west, towards the Florida coast and over the northwestern Bahamas, possibly about 2 miles per hour. It's not going to be moving all that much. And that's going to be a problem, because that means as this high pressure system, upper level high pressure system gives way, it opens up a trough over the southeastern United States. And that trough is going to be featuring all sorts of those short waves that are going to be diving in from northwestern Canada, heading right towards the Tennessee River Valley, and then swinging up the coast. And one of those short waves is going to capture this hurricane. So that's why we have to watch this very, very carefully. So by the time we get to Labor Day Monday, again, we have our onshore flow. Watch out for a few isolated showers. Not a major impact, but watch out for a riptide, though, on Sunday and Monday with this onshore flow. Look for lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s, highs in the lower 80s along the coast, mid to upper 80s everywhere else. On Tuesday, our onshore flow continues. Look for temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s for lows and upper 70s to mid 80s for highs. Here comes our hurricane pushing towards to around Orlando, and then it's going to start to skirt up the coast. Now, by the time we get to Wednesday morning, the one difference I have here is that this is probably still going to be a hurricane, and it's going to be somewhere around here. You know, major hurricanes do not just collapse over Florida, and quite frankly, it most likely is going to be somewhere right along the coastal waters. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just remains sustained and slowly chugs up northward towards the Georgia coast. Meanwhile, we have that trough swinging through the region with winds veering from the southeast to the southwest. So look for warmer conditions on Wednesday with lows in the mid to upper 60s, highs in the mid to upper 80s, lower 80s right along the immediate coast with just a few isolated showers. Meanwhile, we're going to be watching this very carefully, right? Because by Thursday, this starts to lift northward, and you start to see this low pressure system right here with a very vigorous, what we call shortwave. This is going to be heading down towards the Great Lakes. On Thursday, we continue on with some scattered cloud cover as high pressure is building in, but tropical moisture starting to get funneled up along this boundary. So watch out for the potential for some showers down towards Cape May, capable of some heavy downpours. Temperatures will range from the mid to upper 50s for lows and mid to upper 70s for highs. Now, what's going to be interesting is that you have this polar air mass trying to push in, tropical air trying to push northward, and on Friday, here comes our strong short wave. Here comes our tropical low lifting slowly to the north, creeping along, ready just in time to interact with this low pressure system. And how these two interact will be very important for next weekend. There's a potential that this hurricane could just skirt up the coast and get kicked right out and by this cold front. Or what we could see is an interaction between these two, and it becomes what we call a subtropical low pressure system, leading to very heavy rainfall right along the coast and very strong winds. Basically a very nasty nor'easter for next weekend. So we'll have to see exactly how all of this evolves. But on Friday, though, look for broken cloud cover, scattered showers, with lows in the lower to mid 60s and highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. So a lot to watch and a lot to keep an eye on as we move forward over the next 7 to 10 days. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, and as always, stay safe out there.